the play as often as possible. Push full-backs on.
Well, Martin misread the bounce. Half cleared by Boyle, only as far as Tosh McKinley. Van Hooijdonk going in. Celtic have scored. And Van Hooijdonk, who makes a habit of getting the goals on the big occasion, has done it again here to Celtic delight. He's a huge man, and they couldn't match him here.
Well, it's no surprise to me. It's one of the full-backs that's a provider, high up the pitch. It's a good ball and it's tempting. It's saying to Van Hooijdonk, go on. If you want to get yourself a cup final goal, here's a perfect cross for you. And Van Hooijdonk doesn't disappoint him. That's a towering header. Gives the goalkeeper no chance. Back across the goalkeeper. Down towards the goal line. Just about perfect.
Well, it has been. Surely only seconds away. The wait is over. There will be a new kind of Burns night in Glasgow tonight. Tommy Burns, at the end of his first season in charge of Celtic. They have a trophy, and Paul McStay, after 5 years as captain, and the club, after a 6-year absence, are back on the winners' rostrum again. Pierre Van Hooijdonk with the goal so early in this final. Who'd have thought it would settle it, but settle it, it has done. Celtic's self-esteem has taken such a battering in recent years, but there are smiles now. And Airdrie, who've made such a habit of deflating and defeating the big boys, couldn't do it today. Let's join Davy Provan down on the touchline. Davy.
Tommy, your first trophy as Celtic manager, the club's first in 6 years. Just how sweet is this moment for you?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I was very, very disappointed in the performance. Very disappointed in that, because I thought we could have went and put on a good show today. But to be fair to the guys, they were under a lot of pressure. Scored a very good goal. Possibly should maybe have scored another goal in the first half. But at the end of the day, I'm just happy for the people that support the club, because they've supported us unbelievably well. And I appreciate so much their prayers for us, their good wishes. And now we'll get something that can go and have a good night out. And I love everyone there.
1-0 is never a comfortable lead in any match. How anxious were you as the moment stick to win the second half?
Well, I've got to be honest, David, I spent the second half praying to God, because I just couldn't. I don't think I could have lived if Airdrie had beat us today.
And that takes you into the European Cup Winners' Cup. You obviously feel you'll have to strengthen the squad for next season?
Yeah, no, it wouldn't have mattered what happened today, David. We know, we've watched the guys for a year, and we know what we need for our team.
Enjoy tonight, Tommy. Thanks.
Sorry, David.
Well, that was interesting, Andy. Tommy Burns, like a true football man, not happy with the performance, even on such a happy day in terms of the result.
Yeah, he summed it up the way I felt as well, Martin. Not a great performance, but hey, look at those scenes. Do you think those lads honestly care that they haven't put in a vintage performance? They don't. What they've done beforehand is earned them the right to not to play too well today and get a victory. This just might be the biggest cup win Celtic have had in recent years. I'm talking about where they go from here. Had they lost today, well, who knows where Celtic would have gone. And even people like Charlie Nicholas, who wasn't involved at the forefront today, enjoying the celebrations. And he's a man who enjoyed many cup wins with Celtic through the years. It's a big, big victory for Celtic.
Yes, there's an explosion of joy amongst the fans and the players. Mingle, one suspects, with a fair amount of relief as well, to confirm they will play in Europe next season in the Cup Winners' Cup. And a happy ending at this temporary home to a season which has been fraught with difficulties, but ends with fresh hope for the future. Peter Grant, the man of the match, who played with rare authority in a game where it was very hard, Andy, to pick out individual performances.
It wasn't a game you could pick out individuals, and he was the only one who stood out. And for various reasons, for his commitment, for his calmness, if you like, around when all were...
Calmness during the game,
yeah.
But look at this now.
I mean, and this is a guy who's won things with this club and has spent, what, 10 years or so at Parkhead?
Well, a Celtic fan as well as a Celtic footballer, and in tears of joy here. Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Kent, who was graced today here at Hampden with her presence. And I'm sure will have had a very astute appreciation of what's been going on, with the mementos to the losers, and they're kissing her Royal Highness to the last. But Airdrie have plenty to be proud of. It's their first cup defeat, if you like, without the penalty shootout all season long. And it was a narrow one.
I think Airdrie probably played as well as they could. Lacked a little in the last third, just that finishing edge, that cutting edge. Created plenty, good ball. But I think just the gap between 4th in Division 1 and 4th in the Premier, I think just showed today in the most important area. We saw a lovely finish from Pierre Van Hooijdonk, a super goal. A goal worthy of winning a cup final, in all honesty, Mark. Because it was a super cross and a fantastic header.
Well, it was 1-0 at Wembley with a header from Paul Rideout. And another header to win a cup here in Scotland today. That sums it all up. And off they go. Paul McStay must have wondered whether this would ever happen. But he's ready for it. The captain, who never lifted a trophy, well, he's about to lift one now. Green and white, the predominant colour at Hampden Park once more. Celtic are winners again. The Tennent's Scottish Cup is theirs. And some of that old glory is restored at last. They've won it for the 30th time, extending that very proud record in this competition. But that's a minor statistic. It's winning after these lean years. That's what it's all about today. And this will be some lap of honour, you feel. Tom Boyd, who kept it secure at the back. Mark McNally, who will be proud of the defensive shutout, called into the side late on. Rudy Batter, the Albanian. News of that, I'm sure, will already be reaching his native shores. Simon Donnelly, Brian McLaughlin. Sweet for Peter Grant and Pierre Van Hooijdonk, who's only been here a matter of months and made such an impact. The giant Dutchman. And the foreign influence, a significant factor on the way this final was won. The third winner's medal for Paki Bonner. Sure he can carry everything. Well, he's a goalkeeper. He should have strong arms and good hands. The weight is heavy, but it's been worth the weight. Not in the performance. Tommy Burns very honest and open about that. But certainly, Celtic came here feeling they had to win today. Goodness knows what it would have done to their morale had they not done so. To live with all of us saying all of that in the build-up to this final. Favourites they certainly were, but favourites under a strange sort of pressure. Well, they'd cope with that. They'd cope with all that Airdrie could throw at them, and they've won the Scottish Cup. And Peter Grant still overcome with emotion. Good moments, great moments in a footballer's life, Mark. It's hard to
put into words. People home watching how these lads feel and what they've gone through to get their hands on that. They're special moments, and they deserve to enjoy them.